Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we are diving into a massive milestone for the Chinese electric vehicle maker NIO and, well, the very strange paradox that it brings up. So let's start with a number, a big one, that just made some serious headlines in the EV world. 1 million. And that's it. 1 million cars. That's how many vehicles NIO has officially built after 11 years in business. I mean, this is a huge, huge deal. Hitting 1 million cars really cements NIO's place as a serious, major automaker, not just some flash-in-the-pan startup. All right, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll look at the achievement itself. Then we'll get into that weird disconnect between the company and its stock. We'll hear from the leadership, look at the bigger picture of what's happening in China, and then see what's on the road ahead for NIO. So that 1 millionth vehicle, it was a flagship ES8 SUV, and it officially rolled off the line at NIO's super advanced manufacturing base in Hefei, China. You gotta understand, this is a monumental moment for them, something they've been working towards for 11 years. But, and this is where the story gets really fascinating, while the company is celebrating what is basically its best year ever, there is this massive disconnect between all that success and how it's valued on the stock market. And this really captures the paradox perfectly. You've got NIO CEO saying the company is walking out of the valley, meaning the business is healthy, it's on the upswing. But then you glance over at the stock and its performance has just been, well, abysmal. It's stuck below $5 a share. So the company's climbing the mountain, but the stock is still stuck deep in the valley. So to really try and understand this from the inside, let's check out a speech that NIO's president Chin-Li Hong gave. It gives us some pretty incredible insight into how they see things. The very first thing he talked about wasn't production lines, it wasn't engineering, it was gratitude. He framed this huge milestone not as just a manufacturing number, but as 1 million votes of trust from their customers. That's a really powerful way to look at it, right? And then he zoomed way out. He connected NIO's own journey to this incredible, frankly massive transformation of China's entire auto industry over just the last decade. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? Think about it. 11 years ago, when NIO was just getting started, China's auto industry was kind of seen as a follower. Today, it is arguably the global leader, especially when it comes to new energy vehicles. And wow, do the numbers back this up? China now accounts for about two-thirds of all new energy vehicle production and sales on the entire planet. This isn't just a small shift, folks. This is a total game changer. So the key takeaway here is that NIO isn't growing in a vacuum. It's part of this national ecosystem, this wave that is just dominating the future of cars. I mean, over 30 million vehicles produced and sold last year, with EV penetration hitting almost 60%. The momentum is just undeniable. Okay, so with 1 million cars under their belt and production just humming along, NIO thinks its second million is going to come way, way faster. And they've got a whole new strategy to make that happen. A huge part of this new strategy is a retail concept they're calling Sky Stores. And what these are basically are all-in-one dealerships. They're going to feature all three of their brands under one roof: NIO for the high-end market, ONVO for the mainstream family cars, and then the smaller, more affordable Firefly. And honestly, this is just a super smart move. Instead of paying the massive overhead to open 3 different stores in smaller cities, they can just open one Sky Store. It lets them capture the core demand across all the different price points. It's a really efficient way to expand their footprint. Which, of course, brings us right back to the central question of this whole story. NIO has proven it can build amazing cars at scale. I mean, 1 million of them. But can the company's clear success on the ground finally close that gap with its Wall Street reality and truly conquer the market? Well, that remains the million-car question, doesn't it?